So obviously US is number one. Singapore is actually about the same GDP per capita as the US. Actually, it's even higher than the UK right now, which is kind of interesting because the two crown colonies are ahead of the UK right now. But then of course, China, then there's India. And then if you look at Southeast Asia, actually, if you disaggregate those 6 countries you mentioned, we see that Malaysia and Thailand are pretty high, but we see that Vietnam, Indonesia are growing quickly, but at a lower base. And of course, we see that Philippines is lower as well on the stack, and then Singapore's higher. So this is interesting dynamic. So I think if we kind of unparcel that a little bit, I think each country's economy growth rate is going to let people say like, hey, when it roughly reaches to where about India, then China, GDP per capita, these are inflection points, which is then certain verticals become easier to digitize. There's also a sequential path dependency. You can't have online home buying without consumer internet. You can't have consumer internet without infrastructure like the internet. I think people are building successive generations of startups on top of each other, and then these startups can stack on each other to become successful.